Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the 7-Minute Takeover, where we chat all things acquisitions. We're your hosts. I'm Liz Craig.
I'm Eamon Gamble. Welcome to another episode of Deal Decode, where we dig into a deal found on the Village Wellth platform, try and determine what we like, what to be cautious of, and how to proceed to the next stages based on the limited information available there. We're here with Rob Irwin, CEO. Rob, how are you doing today?
Great.
Fantastic. Let's get into this one. This listing is based in Houston. I was just at the ETA Launchpad conference in Houston, and so wanted to look to see what kind of deals were going on down there. Just at a glance, this company is doing all kinds of fencing installation. They've got aluminum, wood-based, chain link, commercial, residential. They seem to have the sector fenced off to a degree. Rob, what did you notice when taking a look at this listing?
The headline story for me is the growth trajectory and the short lifespan of 18 months. Like truly impressive growth in over $3 million in revenue and great bookings in recent months, but it's short-lived.
Yeah, makes you wonder how they got there. So sellers' discretionary earnings of about $600,000 and an asking price of $1.9 million, roughly 3 times STE, probably about 4 times EBITDA. So seems like we've got a pretty reasonable valuation for such high growth.
Yep. Yeah. It's not on sale though.
It's not on sale. No, there's no discount for it only having been around for just over a year, like you said. Put another way, they're asking actually for a sale price of about 2 times lifetime earnings of this entire company.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's bold.
Yeah.
It's bold. See how the strategy plays out for them. So, what do we like about this industry, this business, Rob?
Well, fencing in general as an industry is fantastic. It's blue collar essential. It's AI proof. There's huge demand, growing demand in residential, commercial, increased security protocols. There's all sorts of reasons for more fencing products in the world, unfortunately, but that's the reality.
And fences do wear out, so there's a lot of upkeep and renovations and different aspects that make sure that customers keep coming back. What should we be cautious of? What should a buyer be thinking about when they see a listing like this?
Listing like this, I mean, it's got the elephant in the room. Really is just the fast growth, exceptional growth, and the owner dependency. Clearly, this is most likely a very exceptional individual.
Yeah, what do you think happened here? How did they get to revenue?
Over $3 million in first year.
Yeah,
what a dream.
What could have happened? What do you think might happen?
Well, I mean, it's speculative, but it could be a number of things. It could be just raw luck and incredible hustle, which is very possible. It could also be someone that came from that industry, from a competitor, for example, a bigger corp, and ported a bunch of clients over, or another individual who has existing companies that they just fed the work to themselves.
Or what about this? What if it was a reasonable amount of growth? They got to kind of $1 million in sales and then booked a $2 million contract from one client last year.
Customer concentration.
Okay, so we're already identifying, I think, some of the questions that you're probably going to want to tease out from the broker before moving ahead too quickly. So one that we just mentioned, they've got this incredible suite of products and clients. Where does the revenue actually come from? Is it all coming from one commercial project? Is there customer concentration? Is there product concentration? They've got 18 different products, but it's only one of them that's selling. What would you be asking?
Well, yeah, the questions or concerns I would have would be, in such a short time, 18 months, they have a lot of different product lines. And each of these product lines, wood and metal and wrought iron and security and gates, they themselves are individual companies typically. And some of them are very fairly complex to actually develop and install. So the fact that they've built this system in such a short time, well done. But it does highlight some questions you would want to dig into around the robustness of those silos.
And now my lender warning signals are going off with this company. One thing you may not appreciate walking into a scenario like this is this company probably wouldn't qualify for SBA lending.
Why is that?
Most SBA lenders are looking for a minimum of 2, probably 3 years worth of tax returns. The SBA program does have very strict underwriting guidelines because it needs to qualify for the guarantee provided by the US government, and that's just one of the requirements. So you're in a smaller deal for the private credit market. You don't have access to SBA lending. You may have a lot of owner dependency, and so my kind of credit structuring brain kicks in and says, should you be actually looking for the owner to be putting a lot more skin in the game than the seller be putting more skin in the game than may be common in this size of transaction?
Do you think the seller would be aware of that already going into this with such a short operating history?
If they aren't, I hope their broker has told them, but possibly no.
Okay, definitely something to explore.
Yeah, and so that may be a way to eliminate, the need for credit if they have a huge piece of seller financing. There are private lenders available at this market size. It's just they're a little bit fewer and further between because you're really in the strike zone for SBA lending.
Yeah.
All right, so what's our verdict? Is this something you're pushing forward with?
Very interesting. The growth is hard to ignore. The demand growth in the industry itself and the AI defensibility of this product and service is pretty compelling. I would look closer at it.
Yeah, I think if they can come up with a good answer for where that growth came from and that it's sustainable and not tied to any one particular client or product, this is definitely something I would move further down the path with.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. Okay, everybody, have a great day. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to subscribe, follow us on social media, and check out our website at villagewellth.com.